Hey everybody, welcome to another micro review. I've been sitting on this for a while and I really wanted to show you what I got at the end of last summer, and that is the release of Night Trap from Limited Run Games. Now for those of you who don't know what Night Trap is, you probably don't care and you probably won't play it. Night Trap was a Sega CD game from back in the day on, well, the Sega CD. It's a full motion video game. So it was basically like watching a movie. That's what these generally were. A lot of these FMV games. It's such a big box. This is what's so awesome about this. This game came out years and years ago. And it came out in a similar box. This is kind of what the Sega CD boxes used to look like. They were obviously smaller, but this is very similar. But it's from Limited Run Games, and what they do is they take a game that wouldn't typically get a physical release and give it a physical release. Screaming Villains took this game and remastered it, took the video and just completely made it playable and watchable and better. And I think it was a one-man team, Screaming Villains. And I believe it was just going to get released on, the various platforms for consoles to download. And then Limited Run Games came and just ran away with it and killed it with their release of this game. So they made this giant collector's box, and I'll show you what's in it here in just a moment. But I really want to show you this box because, like I said, it looks a lot like the original case. And they had to completely redo the artwork on the front. This looks almost identical if you look closely to the original. It looks very, very close, but I believe they had to redo all the artwork on it so it would fit this format and look better. But it's got the back. This is what the Sega CD games looked like. And if you look on the back, you can see it says the next generation of video games on console. And you can see some of the screenshots there from the video game footage. So yeah, this is the box. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. And once we get finished, I kind of want to go over some things about Limited Run Games because this is the first release of it. They recently did open up their back orders of ones that either didn't get sent or people weren't able to pay for over the holiday season. But this is the first batch. I was able to get one from the first batch, which seemed like that might have been impossible. But let's take a look inside. First off, we got the game, and on the game it's got the same cover that is on the outside of the box, and pretty much the same stuff on the back. And what's cool is kind of like Scream Factory and Arrow Video, and it seems like, just as is tradition, everything has a reverse cover. And on this it actually has the re-release cover on the back. Now this game, if you didn't already know, which I'm sure you do, it's been beaten over the head. This is the game that started the rating system on video games. So those rating systems that you see on every game, well, this game basically started it, along with like Mortal Kombat and a few other games that were violent at the time in the early 90s. But they re-released this game a few times on various other consoles, and then when they redid the cover, they made it look like this. They put Dana Plato on the front. I think they maybe changed it because this cover was a little too risque. I really don't know. I mean, it's just a cartoon drawing. This one's really her, and she's really got a tube top on. So I mean, it's still the same. But if you look over here on the spine, the spine is actually similar to what a Sega CD game looked like. A case would look like from back then. Inside, there's a little Night Trap booklet. Inside contains your confidential eyes only for SCAT. That is a terrible name. Special Control Attack Team. SCAT. It's terrible. Either way, I think back when the game first came out, because it was only on Sega, I think it was Sega Control Attack Team. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't care. But inside it's got some, some pictures and some mission backgrounds, security systems. It basically acts as if you were part of the team to catch these toothless vampires called augurs, and go throughout the house and try to save the girls that are having a getaway party. Also inside the box, very, very cool. I haven't opened it yet, but a cassette tape of the Night Trap song with the theme song and the auger/bathroom scene on a red tape. Some people might think this is pretty lame. I think this is flippin' amazing. If you go to any DIY venue show for, a rock band, a punk band, just about any kind of band today, folk band, you look at their merch table, they're gonna have cassettes. I don't know why they're popular, but people are buying them and people are releasing them and using them. So it would only seem right that they would release this on a cassette, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to listen to it because, as you know, the more you listen to a cassette tape, the more it degrades. And I kind of consider this a collector's item, so I'm probably going to keep it in its box and just keep it here in the nice plastic so it can just degrade in the plastic. And it also came with a Scat Night Trap patch. This is an awesome patch. I mean, it's rugged and durable, and it would go perfect on my jeans jacket, but I just don't think I can get away with having the word scat on my shoulder or my back. I just don't think I can get away with it, but it's cool. I like it a lot. I'm glad they incorporated it into this collector's edition, but I don't think I can get away with it. I don't know. And also, it came with this sweet poster, which I put up immediately. It has the same artwork that is on the front of the box. Now, a couple things that didn't come in the box, and I'm sorry this is running long, I know it's a micro review, but this is so cool, this is really cool stuff. But a few things that didn't come inside of the special edition box I had to get separately, and one thing I had to have because everybody's collecting vinyl now is this Night Trap record. And this comes with the Night Trap theme and the Auger Attack bathroom scene. So the same thing the cassette has, but it's so cool. Just having a record is so cool. And if we open this up and you look inside, you will see that the record is blood red. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. And it plays excellent. It sounds great. They did release this record way before the game came out on a purple variant vinyl, but that was gone in like 3 seconds, so even quicker than this actual special edition came out. And I also finally got the Night Trap 25 Years Later Life in Gaming. I haven't watched it yet because I think most of this is on YouTube for free. I got this because in the spirit of limited run games, of just making a physical release of something, and just to have something, that I can just pop in if I wanted to, if I was, watching TV. Part of this documentary, which, details how the game came to light, shows its prototype, shows all the controversy it had with the rating system and a supposedly fake or hidden rape scene, which does not exist at all. All documented here on this, so they're pretty cool. My Life in Gaming, so I believe that's the YouTube channel. So if you go to that channel, I think you can watch this entire thing for free. So check that out for sure. Now, another thing I wanted to get into before we finish up here is Limited Run Games. I think this is a great company. I think it's cool as hell what they're doing. I think this is by far one of the coolest things I have in my video game horror collection. It's just so detailed and they're just nailing it on the head. But they also release other games that won't get a physical release. And every one of these games are numbered. So, they started with 1 and went on way up. I think this was like 70 something, correct me if I'm wrong. But there's people that are die-hard fans of limited run games, and they will purchase every release whether they want it or not because they're numbered and it's part of the series, and you know they're collector's items. So I mean, they want to have a shelf with them all up. I mean, that's just what people, that's what collectors do. I mean, that's just something we do, and it's fun. But this game, you know, it's limited run, so they don't have enough for everyone. And Night Trap has a solid, decently sized fan base. So there was a lot of people that were just coming in, and just buying this. And that was probably, you know, stepping on some toes of some of the fans of limited run games. But they do, before a release, offer some great hints and tips if you want to get your game and not have to worry about you know, selling out in, you know, a few minutes, which this did. You know, they basically said, hey, have a great internet connection, pre-enter in your credit card or debit card information into your browser. Just because you have it in your cart doesn't mean that it's part of your, you know, it's out of their stock and in your possession. Nothing is yours until you see a confirmation, is basically what they said. They said, you know, if you're on the site, they always have a counter at the top. When it goes to 0, don't just wait for that to, just don't wait for the site to update itself and show you the game. Constantly be refreshing your browser screen. And that's basically what I did. When the clock went to 0, I instantly clicked on the big box for Night Trap, quickly scanned it through. I already had everything preset in my browser, and it just was snap, snap, snap. And I went back because I was like, oh, I've got to get the record. I've got to get this documentary. These are things that I want. When I went back, I could already see the box had already said sold out. I hadn't got my confirmation yet, so I was kind of weird. Like, oh man, did I did this so fast? Did I not even get it? I did, obviously. But that was the same story for each item I went back on. So I went and got the record, and once I, you know, snapped through it, I came back and the record said it was sold out. And the Life in Gaming, I don't think these ever sold out. I'm not sure if these were a high demand, but I went ahead and got it anyway because I wanted it. But yeah, if you follow those tips, you'll have better luck. I don't know, because I haven't been back since, and I feel bad because I like this company. I don't know if they've had the same amount of trouble they had with this, because if you went on their Twitter or any of their social media sites after this game was released, there was a lot of backlash about, you know, people had it in their cart and they purchased it but didn't get a confirmation. I mean, this is just an internet website that's trying to manage all your orders. I don't know if it's gotten better or if it's gotten worse, but I do know that if you do plan on purchasing from their website, be prepared. Do those things. Follow their hints and tips. Just don't wake up in the morning and wait for the countdown to go down and just think you're going to get one. I mean, there's no skill involved, but you just got to be ready. So yeah, that's the Night Trap box set. It's pretty darn cool. So I don't know if they have any left or not, but you can always go check it out. I know there are some on eBay and they're ridiculously priced, but you know, if you need 2 or, you know, 1 you want to keep in the plastic, people are probably looking at this like, oh my god, he opened it. I don't care. This is mine. I'm gonna have this forever. I don't even care. But yeah, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.